Let's take a look at how you will learn. You see, in Lord of the Rings, there is the ring which is the ring. If you read its poem, that poem says, one ring to rule them all. It, in our, clothing terms, it's one size fits all. But in reality, that is not the case. How you learn something is also not a one fixed path. It changes based on your background, and also it changes based on your aim, but we will talk about that afterwards. For now, let's just focus on the background part. You see, data science lives at intersection of domain, software engineering or IT, and maths and statistics. A data scientist job is at intersection of all three. But data scientist is not 33.33% of math plus 33.33% of software engineering plus 33.33% of domain expertise. The division of skills is not equal. So you see, based on your background, you actually can choose a different combination which you aspire for. So let's say you come from mathematics and statistics background. Because of that background, for you, some roles are going to be more suitable because you already have the prerequisite knowledge for those roles. Now, there are two more things. Well, first is like whether you have suitable knowledge or not. The other thing is like whether do you have interest in that role or not. Now, if you have suitable or required knowledge, this knowledge required has nothing to do with interests. So please keep that in mind. Here we are talking about the prerequisite knowledge. We are not talking about interest. You could have the most hardcore maths knowledge, but you could be interested in domain. Who knows? But based on your interest, you then adapt, take decisions accordingly. For now, we are just talking about the prerequisite knowledge built through your education. So if you are from maths and statistics background, some of the roles are going to be more suitable to you. Then you have to learn a bit of software engineering and domain expertise. If you are from software engineering background, you have gotten used to traditional IT way of thinking, regular application development via programs. In that case, you have to learn a bit of thinking in a probabilistic manner. So you have to learn the domain and maths. Again, it's not equal division. It's not one third, one third, one third. And if you are from domain expertise, whatever domain you have learned, whatever it may be, there are data science problems in that domain. So you can carry forward the domain you have learned it, or the domain you have just learned because of your interest. You can carry that knowledge and learn appropriate software engineering and math skill if you don't have them. So you see, everyone, wherever you are, if you are here, you have to learn a bit of these two, rest two. If you are here, you have to learn rest of other two. If you are here, you have to learn rest of other two. And there was a statistical survey done. This survey is more than 4 years old. It means it is before times of AI majority. So if we go back a long time back, this is where we talk about early majority thing. So a survey which was done a long time back, that survey actually says that around 80% or 70% of data scientists then are from non-CS and background. Very few of them are from maths background as well. Majority of people are from non-CS and non-maths background. So if you think you are disadvantaged because you don't have software engineering or maths knowledge, you cannot be more wrong. It is a combination of these three. It is not a equal combination of these three. You just pick and choose whatever combination is most suitable for you. But how education happens? When you are starting, you are becoming a generalist. There is a bare minimum threshold that threshold knowledge you are actually meeting. So that bare minimum threshold of maths and software engineering and domain knowledge you have to meet. Let's say you are working on a domain in finance. Your domain expertise is, of course, not going to be as high as someone who is a finance PhD. Your software engineering knowledge will not be as high as someone who is a software engineer for decades. Same for maths. So you are not aiming to become a hardcore top person in the all these three areas. Rather, your aim is meet the minimum threshold required. And if you notice 2 lectures back, we talked about the minimum threshold required now has grown more. It has grown bigger. But it is not as high as that you require a PhD level knowledge of all three. That is not the case. So do not be worried by these three intersection. Rather, this is just to tell you that you can make your own way. There is no one size fits all thing. You can pick your own way. You can pick your own combination, and that is how, based on your background, you can tailor your learning.